Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning, and the show is called
Sunday Chat.
It Indeed Is. So if you're new to our channel or you've just tuned in, bloody welcome, bloody buggery welcome. Thank you. And thank you to all our subscribers and followers on different platforms all over the universe.
And on Coffee, where there is a special for you there, a Sunday Chat Extra.
So we're actually filming on Sunday morning for a change. We normally do it on a Saturday, but we've been bloody busy doing various things, bits and pieces around the house. We will talk about that shortly.
And
I don't know. Just glazed over for a second.
It's just been really, really frantic, actually.
No, I was just looking at the sun coming in because it is a really sunny, bright, blue skies and cool temperatures this morning. So, we may as well kick off with Richard and Paul's weather report. So, Paul, what's the weather been like this week? Well,
It's been dry. It's been
very
dry and pretty sunny, actually. But it's sort of been sunny in the morning and then got quite grey for the rest of the day. But today I think the sun is in, and it was a sort of okay day yesterday. But it's going to get cold.
It's going to get cold.
Cold for the UK.
Yeah, for the UK, okay? The temperatures are going to drop, and we're in for a little mini cold snap. It's weird, but I feel like the year is further on than it really is.
Yeah.
Because we've had such a busy month of January, and it's going to be a busy February. I feel like we should be in spring already. And I know that we all probably feel like that. We're sort of wishing February away because, frankly, it's neither here nor there, is it really? February.
Yeah, it's sort of an in-between month.
It can be very cold.
The last month of winter,
Yeah.
though of course March can be cold.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
March, April, May can be cold in the UK. I mean, we don't really significantly warm up until June.
Usually,
Depending
Yeah.
on the weather patterns. And of course, they are saying that the weather patterns have been different this year. Because I was thinking to myself the other day, as one does, we haven't had any storms.
No.
Where
no.
are all the Eunices and the Arwens?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Where are they?
But those
They've
winds
not
have
been.
not been. No. I was thinking that the other day when I was looking at the. I pruned the buddleia the other day. It's the smaller one at the plot, and I need to prune with my next door neighbours the one at the side of the polytunnel. And as I was sort of thinking that, I was thinking we just haven't had those winds.
No.
And I don't think we had those winds back in July, because we normally have quite strong winds in July that blow over our beams, beam frames, if they're not put up properly. And we didn't have that last year. It's, the weather is a-changing.
Well, it's changeable.
But it's going to be dry and it's going to be relatively sunny, but it's going to be cold again.
Well, I'm hoping at some point to get out and do a little bit of tidying up in the garden. I've noticed there's a few palm tree leaves that have come down that need to be picked up. I've also noticed, Paul, that plenty of my spring bulbs are appearing.
Yeah, I noticed that the other day.
Lovely.
And we've got primroses out as well.
We have. Well, there's a self-seeded one.
I know.
In the garden. I've never thrown seed out there. We've never really had primroses in the garden.
No, we haven't.
Just appeared.
Yeah.
Beautiful pale yellow one. And we were given a couple of lovely ones by a neighbour.
Primulas.
They're primulas.
They're primulas, yeah.
Primulas,
One's are very,
primroses.
one's bright yellow and the other is sort of reddish, isn't it?
Pink. It's
Pink. It's pink.
It's pink, Paul.
There we are. It's pink. Seeing different colours in
So,
different
yeah.
ways.
Weather is
Well, I've said
it's stable. I think there's high pressure in charge at the moment.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So, it's also a full moon. Ooh, full moon.
Did you take some photos this morning?
I took I took some photos this morning of the full moon setting over Ealing Hospital.
Oh, how nice.
May it bring them joy. So yeah, busy week. The clear out continues, and we are pleased to announce that our store up at Access, just around the corner, is now empty and finished with. We're no longer paying exorbitant prices to store our crap, and we have got rid of well over 50% of it.
Yeah, I mean, we've had that because with my work, I've needed to keep a lot of paperwork. You need to keep it for a certain amount of years. And now that everything is going digital, I've been able to keep the last sort of 7 years of everything digital. So we could get rid of that store, and also there are things that have actually gone off to a couple of theatre, not memorabilia, like museum places, because there are a few things that I had that would be good to be in a collection, so they've gone off to the theatre museum. So that's quite good. A lot of clearing, basically, isn't it?
Clearing, shredding, giving away.
Yeah.
The good news, really good news. Nearly did that in an Australian accent. We've been watching Kath and Kim. Oh no, no. No, I'm stuck in it now. What was I going to say?
The good news.
The good news, yeah. Good news. Bright light. Is we've found a company that... I'm doing it again, oh God.
We found a
company that will recycle video cassettes, VHS. And basically, they charge for this service, but they charge £15 for every 40 video cassettes. Brilliant. You've got to get it to them, so you've got to, pay for a courier to get it to them. And what they do is they incinerate, the heat is captured, and then the ashes and the remains are used for road surfaces.
So it's an aggregate in
It's made
roads.
into an aggregate.
Yeah.
So that's really great. So it's responsible recycling and repurposing, because video cassettes contain lots of chemicals in the actual tape itself. And the tape itself, when it starts to break down, is considered hazardous. So VHS and video cassettes of any kind should not be put in landfill.
And audio cassettes.
And audio cassettes as well. So they should not be put in landfill because they will leach chemicals over 1,000 years.
So during the incineration process, all of the bad things are captured, and as you say, heat is created and that's used to make energy. So that's all good.
Yeah, I hadn't kind of finished what I was saying.
Right.
You're quick to cut across me this morning, Paul.
I'll go and make coffee.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
And now I've forgotten what I'm saying. So, blah, 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 kakalakaloo.
You were saying about the chemicals breaking down, that it's hazardous waste,
that they should not
go
put,
into
and
landfill.
I personally can't
Do that.
Yeah, I can't live with that. So, great. Beautiful. So, that's what we're going to be doing with the video cassettes that we don't want to keep. There are a few things that I've recorded over the years that I would like to keep, but I'll keep a small selection because we do still have a VCR. Whether it works or not, I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, it's a good thing to find out whether it does or not, because
Yeah.
if it doesn't, that can go as well.
You can still buy
Yeah, you
VCRs,
can.
but they don't make them anymore. So they will become museum pieces eventually, you know?
And to the person who contacted us about the Doctor Who DVDs and videos that we've
They're
got,
not DVDs, are they?
videos, we will be back in touch with you.
They're
Thanks very much for
VHS,
that.
they're just VHS cassettes, that's it.
Yeah.
So, they're not really
I've
memorabilia
said that.
as such.
I've said that. I've done that bit. Yeah.
You're heading for a fall, Sonny Jim. So yeah, we've had a constant stream of people picking stuff up. We got rid of bedside tables, a stool, a shoe rack. It's great, absolutely great.
Easel.
The easel, my easel that you originally got for me free, didn't you?
Yeah, on
So
Freecycle.
that's now been passed on to somebody else. If I want an easel in the future, I'll just get one probably free from somebody else.
Yeah,
You know. So it's great to give that stuff back to the community. Plus, the 2 boxes of ornaments and stuff that we put out all went.
Mm-hmm.
All gone. So we've probably got another box worth of stuff. Actually, if I'm really strict.
Well, I brought another box back, which is half, but it's got quite a lot of sort of the small cutting boards, maple and things, which I do quite like. But we'll go through that. But we have kept things. We've got about 5 moving boxes of things that we've kept, haven't we?
Yeah, there are a few bits and pieces that
um,
we want to keep for ornaments, and we don't have a huge amount of ornaments.
No.
The objects that we have got are the objects that we like. We don't tend to clutter surfaces with knickknacks.
We didn't, because we had cats, so
Yeah,
they
would
would
just
quite
all get
happily
knocked
sort of
off.
knock everything
We
off.
had some beautiful things.
We
didn't
did.
we,
Well, we
Paul?
still have got some beautiful things.
that were completely and utterly destroyed by our cats.
We used to have lots of plants in the house, and then when we got the cats,
They used them as
plants-
litter trays.
the plants went quite swiftly. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of why it's been such a busy week. And yesterday, we had a cabinet, a little pine cabinet that was in pieces that we'd kept.
We dismantled it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in pieces, Paul.
Well, yeah.
And a neighbour had said that she would take it. So yesterday I decided to put it back together with no instructions. Fortunately, we have got another cabinet that's in use that is in the similar range. They're actually called Corona pine cabinets. You can look them up. They're quite popular. They're sort of inexpensive pine cabinets. So
Yeah.
we bought a couple of them. So I had to look in the innards of the other one to sort of try and work out how to put it together. And I went online to download the instructions, because you can do that these days. But the model was clearly a newer model with a different construction technique, because there were pieces that simply I didn't have. They weren't there, which I couldn't remember them originally existing. I knew we had all the bits. So I put it together, and it took the best part of
5 hours.
5 hours to do it, to work out first of all, and then do it. And it's intact, it's totally solid. We're going to be taking that over to a neighbour later today, and that's great. Super duper. But it ate my time, and then we were going out for the evening, taking dinner over to a friend.
But we
So-
also had to bring doors back. We had some
Yeah.
doors from the house in the store, which could have gone back into this house. But anyway, they needed to come back, so I had to go up, or I asked a neighbour to help me to go up to the store and bring it back with a trolley.
And-
Bring the 3 of them back with a trolley.
Suffice to say, we ran out of time, so we couldn't get Sunday Chat filmed yesterday.
Sunday chat!
And I wanted to have a bath as well, which I did and thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
So we're still sorting through things, and there's now things that we'll sort through. We've got eaves to sort through, just one set of eaves to sort through, and a cupboard, 2 cupboards to sort through.
That's a storage cupboard under
Yeah.
the eaves.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what he means by the eaves.
In the house.
So yeah, it's good to feel that everything we've got is now under one roof.
Yeah.
Bar a couple of boxes in our friend's loft.
Yeah, which we think are glasses. 'cause-
Glasses and crockery, I think.
Yeah, Mum used to.
Alexa, please stop. Thank you.
Mum would volunteer at the Red Cross, used to get us some really nice glasses and things, which we've used over the years, but there's some that we don't use now. We've got rid of one box already to various people, and I think we've got another box in the neighbour's loft to go as well. So we'll sort that out.
It's amazing the stuff that you accumulate that you then store because you think you might need it, and then realise actually we don't need it, it can go. And I just feel great about giving stuff to other people.
Yeah.
I really do. They're getting stuff for free. I mean, we've been gifted chocolates, a bottle of wine,
yeah,
you know, by people picking stuff up, which is lovely. So yeah, it's just, you know, giving stuff away. It's great. I love it.
And you also hear a little bit of the story of where that, sometimes what is going to happen to that item. So when we gave the easel away, the person said, oh yes, well my husband has just said that he wanted to take up art again. He's a painter and he hasn't painted for quite a while, and he was just saying the other day, I need to get an easel, and then I saw this come up, so this is going to, you know, engage him in painting again, which I think is really great.
Yeah, and the lady that picked up the shoe rack, she said, it's for my kids' shoes. You know, I said, well, look, I've cut bits off over the years to make it fit in awkward places. And she said, no, it's fine. It's great for my kids' shoes, you know, and brilliant. Love it.
And the 2 tables, wooden bedside tables, went with a stool as well.
Yeah.
And they were going to the people that collected that. The daughter was going to upcycle that for her home. So, you know, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Things that we've had for years and years that you kind of just hang on to and modify. I mean, those bedside tables, I actually joined them together using a couple of little metal panels that I had to make them into a shelving unit in the dressing room to house shoes. But we've got rid of a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of shoes have gone, clothes have gone. So we're just hanging on to the stuff that we need. The dressing room is really sparse now and spacious.
Which you're happy about.
Which I'm really happy about. So
it makes the room sort of look really big, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
and it just feels like a weight has been lifted. Even though the house is a right state at the moment, apart from this room, which is the good room. That's right. So yeah.
Though there are 3 doors just
propped up here
against the
the
room door.
I'm going to be giving away on Free Cycle, on Trash Nothing it's called, and hopefully they will go.
I think Trash Nothing is much more active than Free Cycle.
Well, it's not Free Cycle that I use, it's Trash Nothing.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I put the easel on Free Cycle and got nothing.
Nobody was interested,
You put it on Trash Nothing and
Bang,
like
gone.
within an hour. Yeah.
They like me, Paul.
Well, that's good. You can do all of that.
Anyway, let's move on because it's not going to be a long one.
No.
So we had an interesting email from a couple of people in Guernsey.
Yeah, Sue and Nigel. Yeah.
Hi, Sue and Nigel, if you're watching. I haven't met them, but they arranged, they have family in Hanwell. Mm-hmm. They were visiting and arranged to go and see you down at the plot yesterday.
Yeah, so they read A Guernsey Gardener in London when it's in the paper each month, and contacted me and said, we're going to see our son and his family in Hanwell. Would it be possible to meet up? And we arranged to meet Saturday morning, and I'd sort of put an hour in. We were an hour and a half, and we met at the gates of the allotment. The son and his wife came as well, and we just had it was lovely, just sort of going around the allotment, looking at the plot, chatting about things. I now know where their son and daughter, or their son and daughter-in-law lives, and it was just really, really nice. They're gardeners. They've got an acre of garden in Guernsey, and yeah, it was nice meeting new people. You know, because even though they're Guernsey born and Guernsey people, I'd never met them before. and I didn't know them. So it was really nice to meet new people. And they have very kindly said that they have got some space, that if we want to go and stay at a sort of annex place that they have, then we can do that as well, which would be terrific.
Fantastic. So it's good to connect with people.
Yeah.
You know?
And
it's great.
Their grandkids were at Stagecoach, which is a theatre school, a stage school, and I was talking about that with them as well, because I know the people who run it, and yeah, it was interesting.
Good, poor lovely. I don't know why I said that like that.
I don't know why you did.
Could have added a little neigh in there, couldn't I? Yeah, that's kind of it. You finished your Stephen King that you were reading.
I did,
you were reading to, on my recommendation, to have a look at the way that Stephen King writes dialogue.
Yeah.
Because I think it can teach quite a lot.
It was
he's very unconventional in his methods.
Yeah, well, he's conventional and unconventional. Yeah. So he doesn't, he takes risks and takes people on that journey. And
break the rules.
It was Mr. Mercedes. I really did enjoy it. I found that there's a sequel called Finders Keepers, which I've just put a hold on at our local library. So I'll be collecting that when it arrives at our local library. Because you put a hold on and it comes from another library to our library, if you see what I mean. And it was just interesting to see how he deals with dialogue, general dialogue, which is how other people deal with dialogue as well. But then specific elements of dialogue, where it's dialogue that somebody is thinking in their head, he deals with that quite differently. So that was interesting to read. So yeah, that was good. Yeah,
great.
I do like Stephen King, but I've not read a huge amount of Stephen King. I did see that Children of the Corn has been readapted. It's one of his books that has been adapted more than any other, and there's a new series about to come out. I think it's a series. So yeah.
Good. So, let's finish off with what have we watched on television this week? Well, we tried the new series of Madame Blanc mysteries.
Yeah, it started with the Christmas special, which was a bit weak.
Oh, it was so light, it was flying off the TV screen.
Yeah.
And very poorly scripted. There were a couple of really bad actors in there. And
it felt rushed.
Disappointing.
It felt rushed.
I mean, I know it's a sort of entertainment light drama.
But, when you compare it to Rosemary and Thyme and Father Brown, which are sort of light thrillers and murder mysteries, it felt much more candy floss, didn't it, than those.
I think it's something to do with the fact that, I know Rosemary and Thyme, they sort of have flowers in every sequence, and this has Mediterranean scenes and Mediterranean light in every shot. It gives it all a very light look, which kind of reflects the lightness of the script and the lightness of the stories, even though they're murder stories. It just all feels too light. It doesn't have that edge of sort of darkness about it.
No, but
which I think it would benefit from slightly.
I think the first series that we saw there was more. It was light, but there was still a bit of dark in there as well. I just felt that Saturday, the one we saw was.
Let's not give it any more screen time, frankly. Rosemary and Thyme, we continue to watch. We like a Rosemary and Thyme with our lunch, as we do a Murder, She Wrote. Vera, we continue with the new series of Vera.
Yeah, it's series 12 now.
Yeah.
Great.
Good. Father Brown new series as well, which we continue with. Again, really good. The return of an old character this week, which is
Flambeau.
Good. You've just told everybody.
I know, but that's all right. Yeah.
You've just spoilt it now.
No.
Spoiler alert, Flambeau returns.
I like that character.
I like Flambeau. I mean, he's easy on the eye.
Yeah,
Let's say that. We watched last night Everything Everywhere All at Once with Michelle Yeoh.
Which has received
Or Yeoh, I don't know how you
huge
pronounce it.
acclaim.
Yeah, it was good and really interesting and very interesting to watch. The editing was
Amazing.
incredible, but I just felt it was a little bit too long. I think you could have shaved half an hour off.
Yeah,
Really.
I think so.
And a little bit repetitive at times. And I know that's kind of the concept. I won't talk about the concept in case you've not seen it. And I loved the sort of alternate reality sequences that were just ridiculous. But again, that's the concept that anything can potentially happen in an alternative reality and universe, even the things that happened. But yeah, it was good. She's great. You all know I love Jamie Lee Curtis in whatever she does, and she was fantastic. So yeah, it's worth a watch, but too long.
Yeah, could
Far
have been
too
cut.
long.
I think all the actors were really good. I went with them.
Can't fault it.
Yeah, went absolutely with them. It's very Matrix, isn't it?
It is very Matrix. The concept,
but not dark like Matrix is.
Well,
in screen,
in design.
Yeah,
you mean
it's very bright actually.
Yeah, very colourful. Very fast editing. A bit of a roller coaster ride. Couple of those sequences, I thought, I'm sure if I look at this much longer, I'm going to have some kind of blackout, because that long sequence, which was very flashing, it was like, whoa, this is really hard to actually watch.
For me, it was the one where there were really fast cuts, where there was a lot of action going. Well, I think there was. I think there is in the description at the top, but where there was fighting and there were really, really fast cuts of a second. It was like, whoa, wow.
But there was that long sequence where you saw her face.
Yeah.
And it just kept going on. So yeah.
Very clever.
Lengthy.
And it's interesting because things like that are so out there, yet it really does hone the thought on me of when things are bizarre, how you can take people with you on that thought, because it really is quite out there, isn't it?
Well, it's kind of it mirrors the theories that there are multiple universes. Whenever you change your thought or your action, another universe branches off and you go down that path, whereas another universe has branched off where you did something else, so on and so forth, branching off like a tree, and a tree that goes on into infinity. It's kind of around that theory. So that's what it's talking about. It's talking about all these possibilities happening at the same time, but being conscious of it.
Yeah.
Which is not what happens in reality. We're not conscious of other realities, other universes, because we could never access them. And this is saying what would happen if somebody or some mechanism allowed you to access those things. What would happen? So it kind of becomes like a trippy, acid trip, basically. So there you go.
Well,
anyway,
worth seeing.
Yeah. So lovely, Paul. That's it for this week's show. It is.
That's it for this week's show.
So thank you for watching. And we'll see you next week.
We will, yes. Most probably recording on Saturday morning. Getting back to normal.
We'll have to see how this week goes in terms of what we get rid of this week. But,
and also we've got a working party next weekend, which is sort of penciled for Saturday or Sunday, so we'll need to bargain that in.
Well,
as
those
well.
things are getting in the way now, Paul.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Alexa,
stop.
They are, Paul. I think you should give up now.
No, definitely
Really?
not. Definitely
I think
not.
you
I need to
should.
get away from you. Yeah. Down at the orchard doing some pruning.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.